Today's top stories are left and right brain dominance.
And can you really increase your memory through hypnosis?
Good afternoon. I'm Elizabeth Porco.
And my name is Dimitri. Welcome back to PEC Newscast. We're here covering the newest question on campus. Are you left or are you right brain dominant?
Have you heard people say that the right hemisphere of their brain is stronger and more dominant than their left?
Today we have with us our reporter Amy, interviewing a local student with the same questions.
Hi, my name is Amy Ramos, and I'm here today reporting live for the newscast. I'm here at Pacific Union College in Napa, and here is one of their students, and I'm going to ask her the question, does she think she's left brain, right brain, or neither? So tell us, what is your name?
My name is Lynette James, and I'm a current PUC student.
So what is your major, and what classes are you taking?
My major is art, and I'm currently taking, obviously art classes, and I try to stay away from, English and math classes as much as possible.
And so obviously the big question here is, do you think you're left brain, right brain, or neither?
I think I'm right-brained.
Really? And can you tell us why?
Because I'm more, artistic and creative, and I'm really bad at, math and things that you actually have to critically think and stuff. So I just believe I'm more of a creative person.
Okay, and when did you start noticing or begin to think that you were a right-brained person?
I heard rumors that people that are more creative tend to be much more right-brained, whereas people who are just smart at math and reading and analyzing stuff and critical thinking, as I said before, are more left-brained.
And so you're telling us all about these rumors. Have you done any specific research about it that you can share with us?
Yes, I actually looked up some stuff, and I found a book called Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And I just thought it was really interesting because it actually helps you kind of suppress your dull side, boring left side of your brain and kind of enhance your right side, more creative brain. And I thought it was perfect for me because I'm an art major, and that actually helps me get more ideas and be much more creative for my art and stuff.
So you have this notion that you're a right-brain person. Do you think it has affected you in any way, or can you tell us if so?
Yes.
How?
I've done so much more better. Well, in my opinion, I've done so much more better in getting ideas and being much more unique with my artwork and just being much more free with my ideas and stuff.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Lynette James here sharing why she thinks she's a right-brain person. Now back to you guys at the studio.
Bye.
Thank you, Amy. We were also able to contact a psychologist who can give us a further insight on the rumor and why it's not true.
That's right. In our interview room, we have Dr. Moore, who has also brought one of her patients with her, and she will give us further insight and knowledge onto what is really real in this myth.
Today we have with us psychologist Kieran Moore with the latest research on the left and right brain.
Yes, thank you for having me. Today, like you said, we will be covering the topic of left and right brain hemispheres.
All right. And can you tell us a little bit more about your research?
Yeah, so we have found good evidence that our brain consists of two hemispheres that differ in function. If you are injured on one side of the brain, then different abilities would be affected. Also, brain imaging techniques show that the hemispheres differ in activity depending on what mental tasks they are engaging in.
So what you're saying is that the two halves are different in how they process rather than what they process?
Yes, exactly. It's not that people are left-brained if they're more analytical or right-brained if they're more artsy. People have it all wrong. Your left hemisphere and right hemisphere coincide with one another extensively, as long as the left and right pathways are intact.
Okay, and in what ways do the left and the right hemisphere work together?
Well, the right hemisphere receives the input from movement and controls the movements of the left side of the body, and that's switched for the left hemisphere. For example, if we restrict new information to the right hemisphere, then the left hemisphere, which is more verbal, will be unable to tell us what the input was.
sounds very interesting. And can you expand a little bit more on this whole split brain procedure?
Yeah, so the only reason that you would have this procedure done is if you have severe epilepsy. And the surgeons use this as a last resource. But now I'm going to hand this over to my patient, Marcus, who just had this recently done. And he's going to tell you a little bit on how it affects people.
Yeah, I just had the surgery. I used to have intense seizures. Like, it got to the point where I couldn't do anything without risk of having a seizure. It was so bad. But then I guess I went to the doctor and he was like, yeah, you have split brain, so we're gonna cut something in your brain. At first I was like, I'm not cool with that, it's my brain. But then I had another seizure, like on the spot after he told me that, and he's like, no, we're cutting it. So yeah, they cut the, what do you call it, something, anyways. And yeah, after that I didn't have any seizures. Granted, my hands have been working independently, I guess. Like every now and then I'll have to like catch myself. And it's a little hard to see in like how I used to. But at least I'm not having any seizures. So that's good.
Thank you, Amy, for this insightful interview. And thank you, Dr. Moore, for taking time to speak with us. Hopefully, this will give our viewers a little bit more knowledge in how this myth is actually false.
After a short break, we'll answer another question. Does hypnosis really work in increasing your memory? Stay tuned.
See you next time.